Solomon Tention podcast, Unfiltered, where we're going to continuously provide you with stories to hopefully inspire you to live a life on purpose. I have with me Miss Sonja. How you doing, Miss Sonja?
Doing well. Thank you for having me.
Thank you. So where are you from?
I'm originally from Utah, but I live in Iowa.
Wow, that's dope. That's dope. So what's the weather like that? Because right now it's hot in Texas. So hopefully, what's y'all weather in Iowa right now?
It's hot here too, but not as hot as Texas,
All
but
right.
it's still hot.
Yeah, yeah. So that's good. Well, thank you for being a part of our platform. So what's your story?
So I'm a suicide survivor. I have managed the bipolar, obsessive compulsive disorder, and an anxiety disorder for over 35 years. And mental health is a big challenge for people. And a lot of times people look at mental health challenges as it's a weakness or the worst thing ever. And instead of really looking at it as it's part of life's journey and that you can come out stronger.
That's interesting. Mental health is part of life's journey. What you mean by that?
Well, I think that everybody, and they're saying 1 in 5 people will experience mental health challenges, mental illness at some point in their life. But that's even gotten higher now, especially with the current environment that we're living in the world. And I feel like, that as we go through our life, we have challenges and they challenge us and they cause us to have mental health disturbances, little alarm bells that go off. And I like to say these mental health challenges can be a great motivator to make life changes.
Yeah.
So I say they're a part of life's journey, but they're a positive part of life's journey in that it can be a wake-up call to make a career change. If you're in college, make a different major change. If you're in a relationship, maybe it's not the healthiest to get out of a relationship.
Yeah.
So it's a part of life's journey, and they can also be wake-up calls for us and very impactful.
Yeah. So I want to take this conversation deeper, right? Because I know that millennials have been dealing with, I saw this survey out there. We looked at millennials and Gen Z, right? The major issue is there are 2 major issues that came out of the survey that millennials are concerned about: employment and mental health. And I work in the higher ed space. We've seen an entire shift in the focus on mental health and what we do as a college that we didn't do 6, 7, or even 10 years ago. So I want to dig into your story a little bit because I know that there might be somebody listening who has dealt with thoughts or contemplated suicide. And so I want to know from you first, what did you, when you reflect on it, what do you think took you there? And then what helps you come out as you have over the years?
What I would say to millennials, Gen Zs, is that do not ignore your mental health. And I was ignoring mine. And it's a challenge to get a lot of the resources and help that we need right now.
Yeah.
And I understand that. But there is urgent care, there's friends, there's families. Sign up and go try to get therapy, to see a psychiatrist, to see your doctors. And when there's a waiting list, don't walk away. And that's one thing that I have talked to a lot of this generation. And they're like, there's just not enough resources. And I would say I neglected my mental health. I neglected those little alarm bells letting me know I am descending. And what I'm going to tell you is if you don't take care of your mental health, it's going to get worse. It's not going to get better. And you get to a point where the pain becomes so great, it silences all the love of your family, your friends. You can't see a way out. Your bright futures, which everyone listening has a bright future right now. But when you get into that darkness, you can't see it. And what I would say is when you're having these mental health challenges, reach out, talk to a friend. If you feel like I just can't go get help, ask a friend to go with you to get the help.
Yeah.
And so that's my number one thing is when you start having mental health challenges, pay attention, reach out to get help. Reaching out to get help is a sign of strength, not weakness.
Yeah. And so there's another question I wanted to pull out from there because you said a lot of good nuggets that I think are very relevant, especially in this whole conversation about purpose, right?
Yes.
Because I think that you talked about how you were just encouraging us that we're all great, we're all amazing. And I think that you talked about it, that when we're in those dark places, we can't see who we are. And I
Mhm.
think that is one of the challenges in kind of I don't know, but well, I guess what I'm trying to say is, like, as you talk to millennials who are thinking about purpose, right?
Yes.
How can you help them? What strategies would you give them if maybe they're listening and say, "Hey, I'm in a dark place right now." Maybe. I mean, and if you're about to then we're gonna provide a helpline right now in the descriptions video for you listening. But maybe you say, "Man, I'm in a dark place right now, and I can't see how great I am." What would you say to that millennial?
Do you know what I would say is, first of all, you're not always going to feel this way. I think it's so critical because when you're in a dark place, you feel like it's going to last forever. But I want you to think about how you have joyful moments. Those don't last either. The only thing that is constant is change.
Yeah.
So take heart in knowing that in this dark moment, it will pass. It will pass. The second thing that I would tell you is, even in those dark moments, if you can't see it, because I was there, I was laying in bed, tipping the scales at 250. I went on a manic episode of spending over
Wow.
$150,000 on credit cards in 3 months. To the point where I took over 100 pills of antipsychotics to take my life. I understand getting in those dark places, but what I would say to you is get help. The dark place will change. And when you said purpose, the other thing that I like to tell the millennials is they think they have to have their purpose known right now. They've got to figure it out right now.
Yeah.
And they're having mental health struggles. They're in darkness. I don't see how great I am. I have no purpose. What I would tell you, just like your mental health is a journey, it's a journey finding your purpose. It's okay to go down a road and fail at it, or to realize this isn't for me.
Yeah.
Show yourself grace and take some time. You're young. You're young. Explore things. And also, what I would say is embrace your emotions. Even if it's a dark moment, embrace it and say, okay, this dark moment is going to pass and it's going to teach me something new.
Yeah, man, that was good. And I appreciate you coming on this podcast and being transparent and authentic about your story. That's what we value here, and I know that you're going to help thousands of millennials who are listening, and I can feel that through your energy that this is real. This is the work that you do, and you're committed to it. And I'm happy you're here. I'm happy you're here and doing this work, and I want us to stay connected because I think that there's so much work that we can do. And so, speaking of staying connected, how can our listeners get involved, get engaged with you? All links to all of our guests will be included in the description, and also tell us about anything that you have going on, workshops or seminars, etc.
Yeah, well, I wrote my memoir, An Impossible Life, and it's the Eric Hoffer 2022 Grand Prize winner. And this is what I tell everyone. Go to Amazon, buy the book, but pass it on to a friend.
Yeah.
But inside the book, write a little message of you're not alone, or I found hope in this. And I'm not telling you to go buy it, everyone to buy it so I can get book sales. What I'm telling you is buy it, read it, pass it on to somebody else, pass it on to somebody else. I want that book to be just shredded by the end. It has to be thrown away, but write a little message in there. And then everybody reads all those messages to each other.
Yeah.
And my story, it will make you feel not alone. It will give you courage, and it will show you how I got through mental health struggles and came out the other side. And you can also get on sonjawasden.com or impossiblelife.com if you want to email me or have a conversation, or if I can help.
Man, well, again, thank you for your story. Thank you for the great work that you do, and thank you for being a guest on the Solid Tention podcast, Unfiltered.
And thank you for all that you're doing and your purpose.
Thank you
so much for your work.
Thank you. I appreciate it. Have a good one.
Thank you.
All right.